guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and it is a good time because this right here, what we're looking at, is a very good thing for Dokkan. STR Cooler came out on, what was it, October 31st of 2019, and then Blue Gogeta was, what, December 26th of 2018. So these are characters, it's now 2023, these are years and years ago these guys came out, and currently these are two of the top 25 units in the game. I don't know, probably something like that. Like I starting this out, Gogeta I would say is definitely better than Cooler. The way Gogeta's constructed with the dodge and the crits, as well as, you know, very high stats, it's not only going to allow him to perform better than Cooler right now, but also better than Cooler in the future, right? One big thing with Cooler is, you know, he is tied to the LR, Final Form Cooler. As long as LR Final Form Cooler is one of the top, like, you know, 5 units in the game, 10 units in the game, strongest on his team, this guy is going to remain relevant no matter what, probably, because Cooler is a very nasty support type unit, but he does just stack defense, right? The thing is people, I guess there's a lot for me to explain right here, right? This video is going to be who's better between Gogeta and Cooler. We're going to have a lot of clips of both units dominating, both units selling, both characters, unless you're LR Vegeta and Trunks or something like that. Like, it's easy to farm clips of a character either being a god or being a bitch, right? I guess even any unit you can in this game, depending upon what situation it is and stuff like that. But the dodging of Gogeta is just stronger than what Cooler has to offer. Especially as Dokkan is dropping these bosses. You guys know, the Metal Cooler Core, Cell Max, 99.9% of characters in the game can't take these hits. For the most part, including EZA Cooler. EZA Cooler cannot live Cell Max. He can't. There's nothing he can do. The fight is not long enough, right? Like, people, you know, you're able to wank Cooler. You know, you could bring the Wicked Bloodline support memory. You could bring other supports, you know, move slowly through the fight. Cooler could, you know, let's use the Omega Shenron GT Red Zone fight as an example, right? If the enemy is debuffed, Cooler could triple super, triple stack, build up his defense quite a bit, and then potentially tank Omega Shenron Super at the end, which is still a very nasty attack, right? Omega does what, like 1.58 million or something like that, which is just a huge damaging shot, right? Cooler having the capability to tank that is ridiculously impressive, right? But a lot of times, if you're just going into a, like, you know, you're just doing a run in these fights, Cooler is not tanking the super attacks from the biggest bosses unless you have, like, real wanking going on. Because what's going to happen is, again, you're tying Cooler to LR Final Form Cooler, who's one of the most impressive characters in the game's history. That Cooler is gonna go in slot 2. This Cooler, you're just not really able to sit with him in slot 1 unless you have kind of like good RNG, right? Early on, let's maybe Red Zone Broly, we could use as an example, right? Well, I don't know, Red Zone Broly, in those fights, he's not really able to, like, one-shot Cooler, and you certainly would be reviving, right? Cooler, remember, has the Metamorphosis link. This is one of my favorite links in the game. 5% HP regen, 10% attack and defense. The Coolers all share that. LR Janemba has it. Tech Janemba has it. So, you know, Cooliza has it. You know, Tech base form Cooler's got it, who's a decent unit, although he's not going to link with EZA Cooler, right? But, like, you know, that's a good link. That will regen HP. Metal Cooler could regen HP. So, like, you could get away with EZA STR Cooler in slot 1 in a lot of fights, but with good luck. I mean, to be fair, Gogeta, right, like, he's dodging. So it's like you, I guess, do have to do that caveat with Gogeta as well, with good luck, right? In this video, we're going to see numerous clips I have of Gogeta selling, right? I think Gogeta's better, but you know, I'm trying to present this as best I can in, like, a non-biased way, but, like, it's just dodging is the strongest mechanic in the game with how Dokkan has handled these bosses. There's also other factors like Dokkan bosses now, stunning, sealing, attack debuffing, they can shoot these effects at you. If you dodge, you won't be hit with these effects, right? We recently got a new red zone fight against Android 16, 17, 18. Now, I'm not going to pretend like that fight is, oh my god, so tough. It's so challenging. It's not. But Android 18 will seal you for 3 turns. If you dodge it, you do not get sealed, right? Like, that is huge. If that's how they're going to construct these difficult bosses coming forward, dodge is going to be very, very crucial. Now, I've started to get to this point, but backed off it a couple of times. Stacking, which is Cooler's primary defensive tool, is very good. It's an easy way to make characters more relevant. But for the most part, what it will become is Cooler tanking normals. Cooler, again, against Cell Max, has no way of surviving Cell Max's super attack. The Metal Cooler core, Cooler can survive because he has type advantage. If the Metal Cooler core was, let's not say a type disadvantage is not fair either. If the Metal Cooler core was int or tech, this guy's not living that super attack. He's not, right? Where Gogeta, it's like you could, you know, I always feel like people look at dodge from the wrong perspective. They always go, Gogeta has a 70% chance to dodge, and they say Gogeta has a 30% chance to die. But it's the wrong way to look at it. It truly is. Because 99.9% of the game just instantly dies in that situation. Gogeta has a 70% chance to live. That is what you need to focus on. Name all these characters, right? Try to avoid type advantage characters, right? But like type neutral characters. Let's take away type advantage and type disadvantage, because those are both sort of unfair. And you go type neutral characters against a Metal Cooler core. So AGL characters, tech characters, and physical characters, right? Those 3. How many of those units can actually live a super attack from the core? Gogeta can dodge it. In this video, we have Gogeta dodging the Metal Cooler core, dodging Cell Max, right? Super attacks that, if type neutral, EZA Cooler can't do it. He cannot do it, which is why I think Gogeta Blue is number 1. Now, Gogeta Blue has guaranteed crits as well. STR Cooler is certainly no slouch in terms of damage. Definitely not, right? Like, he can put up damage as well, you know, if he gets additionals. The only thing is that Cooler gets a guaranteed additional if the enemy is, attack debuffed or defensive debuffed. The problem is that only works in the weak portions of these fights. When you're fighting the big bosses, you can't attack and defensive debuff them. So Cooler is not triple supering, right, in the biggest moments of these fights, which is important to keep in mind. Now, I'm pretty much just talking about this guy because his transformation, you can get higher stats. If you're going up against a Saiyan, he could do guaranteed crits, but I would say I don't really see the value in transforming with EZA Cooler right now, for the most part. If you can use it as kind of like a finishing blow at the end of the fight, like, okay, at this point, the enemy only has such and such amount of HP left, we could transform, you know, maybe he could do guaranteed crits if we're against a Saiyan, or, you know, he'd get these, you know, additionals, and we could just sort of finish the fight off. Cooler, I think what he's doing in base is far more valuable. The defensive stacking, and then the support. Now, I think the main, if you're going to try and argue Cooler over Gogeta, which I think is futile, it's not, Cooler is just not competing with Gogeta. It's like, Cooler, I want to be very clear here too, Cooler has not aged, he does not suck, he did not fall off a cliff, he is not power crept, it's simply a better character came out. That is all. Cooler, again, I want to repeat, Cooler is not bad, he has not fallen off, he's not any worse than he was 3 months ago. It's just a singular, better EZA came out. That's all that happened. That's what happens in a gacha game, right? You want to try to not get in the mindset where this character cannot be surpassed. You can't. He was. Gogeta, with the guaranteed crits and the dodge, it's stronger. What he's doing is stronger. Gogeta can maintain a presence in slot 1 in really difficult situations, such as Cell Max, that this guy can't do, which is more valuable, which is why I consider Gogeta better. If we had talked about their links, that's probably tied at, you know, Cooler has, of course, incredibly great links for the characters you're rocking with him, you know, like Turles, Bojack, Cooler characters, Frieza characters, right? I mean, he has big bad bosses, which you can argue is the strongest link in the game. I don't have a problem with that. He's also got this link right here. This is Thirst for Conquest, brutally powerful link, 15% attack and defense. And then, of course, Metamorphosis. This is another one of my favorite links in the game. This link is just so goddamn good. Gogeta has a very tight link set as well, right? He has things like Saiyan Warrior Race, Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Overnight Flash, Fuse Fighter, Fierce Battle. Things like Prepare for Battle, Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, incredibly common links with a lot of the best units in the game. We can go ahead and Golden Warrior changes into Warrior Gods right here, but still, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, uber ultra common, right? So common. So both characters have massive W's in their links. Again, the one thing that separates Gogeta from Cooler is his dodging. The one thing you could say sort of separates Cooler from Gogeta is the support. I haven't discussed it too much so far. Cooler's support is really nasty. This is one of the huge strengths for this character, right? And this is why he's so good. He's a defensive stacking support type unit with very high stats. He can do good damage. He's got a strong link set, right? Cooler and Gogeta, the thing that's so good about both of them is they are strong in every area. Super attack effects, links, passive, abilities, even their leader skills. These two EZA TURs are their leader skill. For Cooler, it's 170% to Transformation Boost and Terrifying Conqueror, and then Gogeta is 170% to Movie Hero Infusion. These leader skills are legitimately better than a bunch of the 200% leaders. You would run both Gogeta and Cooler over STR Goku and Gohan, AGL Cell, Raditz. I mean, honestly, probably over AGL Ginyu as well, right? Like a lot of those characters like that, those leader skills, how the characters function on the team, Gogeta and Cooler would be above them. These are very top tier teams, both Gogeta and Cooler's team. Again, I really want to emphasize as hard as I can that I think it's obvious Gogeta's better. People who think Cooler's better, they're just coping, right? I feel like it's just one of these things where they're unable to accept the fact that a better unit has come out. That's it. If you look at these characters' performances across the game, I just feel like it's obvious. I don't know. Like, you got to understand that no character is invincible #1 forever. It's not how it works. Dude, I'm the biggest defense dick sucker, guard dick sucker, right? I love defensive stacking. Vegeta and Trunks, they're so good. Dude, it took me 5 seconds to go, oh my god, Orange Piccolo is better, right? Like, it's like, he just is. Like, what he does in Orange Piccolo, other characters can't replicate that. He's one. Like, you just have to be able to accept, I've been around with the game a very long time. Like, we've seen this, right, over and over. Oh my god, this character's so busted, and then bam, oh my god, this new character's so busted. I'm used to this, right? Trying to emphasize as much as possible, because another thing is a lot of people do tend to, a new character comes out and they go, oh, so now Cooler sucks. No one said that. No. No one is saying that. Cooler is still really good. The dodge is just too strong. I am on a mission to let people know it's not 2016 anymore. When dodge first became a thing with the hidden potential system, it was dodge was just literally a joke compared to additional and much more so crit. Back then, there was no incentive whatsoever to do dodge. It was worthless, for sure. But a lot of the community, they just have not adapted with the times. They are just stuck in the mindset that dodge is bad, and it's not. These bosses, Dokkan has set it up to where the really top tier characters, Vegeta and Trunks, Orange Piccolo certainly accounts, Carnival, LR Goku, right? Like, these characters can live super attacks from the big bosses. Cell Max, Metal Cooler Core, Red Zone Broly, but most of the game cannot, right? And then that's where dodge comes in. Dodge is the equalizer, right? You give dodge to characters, and all of a sudden, you're going to get caught by the Metal Cooler Core. Oh, you can live. I feel like I've proven this repeatedly in a lot of my videos, that dodge is not what it once was. It once sucked. Now it's really good. I would argue most characters, you're just better off going a full dodge build for. You really are. It's just like giving yourself the extra ability to survive the big super attacks from the bosses is more valuable than eking out a little bit of damage. The community's obsession with damage has always been ridiculous, but just pounding a unit with additionals and crits is not always going to get you consistent wins. Dodging is going to help you more often. And it's not just dodging super attacks either. A lot of situations, bosses, you know, could tag you with normals, which could do a lot of damage, right? Maybe you'd have to put a slot 2 character in slot 1, depending upon the situation, and even a 3 dodge could save you 50k damage from a normal on that slot 2 character, right? That needs a super attack first, but you got to put him in slot 1. These situations present themselves as you're going through the game. So again, I feel like I've covered pretty much everything these characters are doing. I guess I would say Blue Gogeta and Cooler are similar in that, like, so Gogeta we transform on turn 4, right? Then on turn 4 is when he gets really good. Certainly, I mean, Cooler is better than Super Saiyan Gogeta, for sure, right, with his support and defensive stacking. But then once Gogeta transforms on turn 4, which is, you know, 1 turn and then he's in blue, then he gets a 70% chance to dodge. He still does need to super attack, though, to build up defense. So the characters are very similar in that way, right? Cooler, if you're not supering with Cooler, I mean, he's just going to get completely tagged and destroyed. But that's the thing, is his role really is more so as a floating support than like a slot 1 juggernaut. That's not what this guy is. You can get away with it with luck, but you're not running this guy in slot 1. Like, as we're going to get more difficult fights, like, this guy's not just sitting in slot 1 all the time. He's going to be a floater, which means he's going to have less opportunities to stack his defense, and thus he's going to be more squishy to the big bosses, right? But Gogeta, again, when he transforms, he does need the super attack to build his stacking effect up. His is 4 turns, 50% attack and defense. You float Gogeta off, right? And then while Gogeta is floating, he's able to maintain that 4-turn buff even if he's floating. So slot 1, 2, or 3, he'll be able to get up a stack of that no matter what. It's very good that they gave him 4 turns for that. It means he'll always have it up once he starts supering. And if he double supers, you know, then at that point, even if he gets hit by normals from some of the biggest bosses in the game, he is able to tank them. He's just really good. So again, I would leave this saying I do think Gogeta is number 1 in terms of the EZA TURs. I think Cooler's 2. I would say Gogeta's 1, there's a bit of a gap, then Cooler, and then there's a bit of a gap again. I think both Gogeta and Cooler are probably quite a bit better than a lot of the other EZA TURs, who much more so are relying on pure RNG. Let's just use like STR Namek Goku as an example, right? You gotta first fall below an HP condition to transform, and then you gotta get the good rolls that he's guarding, and then he's gotta stack at that point as well, right? Gogeta and Cooler are just much stronger and much more consistent than a lot of the big EZA TURs. So, yeah, I like both characters, but dodge really is just the king mechanic in the game right now. It is the strongest ability. It's why I just think that they're going to do really difficult fights that cancel dodge moving forward. And of course, you know, if they do, like, they drop the blue zone in the 8th anniversary and every stage cancels dodge, then sure, we can revisit who's better, Gogeta or Cooler. And I do think that Dokkan, like, they will release stages that limit dodge because it's too strong. Dodge is, the reason dodge is the strongest mechanic in the game, if you can't be hit, you can't lose. You literally cannot lose. The Scouter does not guarantee you live. You could get the Scouter, and then it just shows you, oh, I can't live this turn, right? There's no mechanic that can do what dodge does, which is guarantee you don't take damage. So I do anticipate big bosses will come out that cancel dodge, like Broly, because it's just too strong. And the devs, they know it, right? They know how good dodge is. That's why, like, I feel like 70% chance to dodge characters are relatively uncommon, right? It's just because it's so goddamn powerful. So, alright, let's just get a bunch of footage in here at this point, between Gogeta and Cooler. Good situations where they sell, right? I have a situation of Cooler, you know, he's stacked up a lot throughout a run against Broly, and then he gets one shot by Red Zone Broly at, like, turn 9. We have Gogeta Blue failing to dodge and eating 1,000,000 damage. We have both characters going crazy with huge attack stats and additionals. You know, Cooler, start of turn, having 800k defense. Like, we've got all these, like, moments in this video. Let me know what you guys think. I just cannot see the argument for Cooler. I mean, if you think Cooler is better, please let me take a look at the your arguments there. This is a video. I'll take a glance at the comments in here, and if they're interesting enough, I probably would do a video on the comment section of this video, because I would be very curious to address people's points for why Cooler is better on video, right? So write up your APT essay in the comment section on why Cooler is better, and I could address the points. But I just don't see it. I don't see what you're arguing. I don't know, right? Because it's just like, we understand that the bosses, they're not getting weaker, they're gonna get harder, right? So Cooler, he can tank. I mean, there's Cell Max's normals will do damage to him, but like that's probably it, right? Like Cooler is able to tank most of the normals, so if you don't get caught with a super attack on him, he's gonna be fine in a lot of these fights. But besides Cell Max, again, it's unless you're really wanking him with support and the support memory and stuff like that, Cooler is probably not tanking too well against Cell Max. I guess he could. It depends on the additionals, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't see it. I think Gogeta's clearly better. The damage, the crits, the dodging, it's Gogeta. It's not like Gogeta gets hit by a nuclear bomb by normal attacks either if he gets a couple of his stacks up. But that's just to say, like, it's the same argument for Cooler, right? Like, if you're going to say Gogeta's a fraud because he gets blasted by some of the bosses, you're talking about a Gogeta that's not stacked up. Cooler is only able to tank these bosses if he is also stacked up. So if you're dissing Gogeta in that fashion, you are also at the same time bringing Cooler down, because that's the same sort of weakness for him, right? Like, Gogeta goes blue, and he does have to get these supers in to build up his stats. And then Cooler, of course, has to build up his stats as well. And again, ending with, I don't really see the value in transforming into Final Form Cooler at this point. He could do damage, but I just feel like Cooler's defensive stacking and his support is too valuable, because this Cooler exists to make the LR Final Form Cooler much better. And that unit is good. I'm not usually the biggest fan of offensive characters, but LR Final Form Cooler is that guy. I don't think he's overrated. Even people, I haven't seen people putting him at #1 anymore after Orange Piccolo, which is correct, but like, I feel like I could see the argument of Cooler over Vegeta and Trunks. He has the potential, right? LR Final Form Cooler, active skill, then quad super, like, yeah, dude, like, it's, yeah, like, I never felt like he was overrated. I thought Vegeta and Trunks was better, but Cooler overrated? No, he is that good. I think so. So, again, let me know what you guys think of Gogeta versus Cooler. Write up those essays in the comments. We'll probably do a video looking at them. And let's just go ahead. We'll get a bunch of footage. I am very fair in this video. We have, again, clips of both characters selling, both characters dominating. We got it all. You know, EZA Cooler. I need to make all these excuses. You guys want to see what happens with EZA Cooler? Let's go take a look at how much better he is than Gogeta, man. I don't care. Let's see. Cooler, cook, baby. Here we go. We're good, dude. Gogeta has a 50% chance to dodge right here, by the way. All right, show it to us. Oh, damn. Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to have to head right back in, huh? Damn. If only he could dodge or something like that. And I know people would be like, oh my god, it's a terrible situation. He had Big Bad Bosses and Metamorphosis active. So I don't know. I don't know. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. So now Gogeta Blue. I don't think I would be... Even if Gogeta Blue gets tagged with a super attack right here, I don't think it's anything we'd have to be concerned about. Because remember, this is him now with 2 stacks up. He did get connected. Okay, let's see how much. Oh, that's a lot, actually. 435. Okay, okay. So Gogeta for us. Hi. Oh, what is this? Okay. I mean, we just put Gogeta Blue in slot 1 right here, right? Surely. Dude, I am not scared. Listen, you guys are like, Gogeta sucks. You think I'm scared? No, no, no. Gogeta, watch, dude, step back. Get the fuck back and let Gogeta cook. Go ahead, Gogeta. Cook. Gogeta. You know, perhaps perhaps we should have given him full dodge. Just perhaps. Gogeta, dude. All right, man. Yeah, we are. I think Cooler, unless Cooler double supers, we are gonna die. I think, by the way, Broly's first attack was a super attack, and Cooler nullified it, by the way. Cooler attack broke it with a supernova. Oh, this is good. I think we could live. If we live, again, I want the footage for my Gogeta Blue versus EZA Cooler video. So I hope he supers here. Let's see. I think we will just barely live with double super. Super. Nice. Okay. Let's see. I think we just barely live right here. Which is good, because then we could revive potentially a Metal Cooler. Huh. Well. Man. So he could, technically, quad super his first... Oh, nice. There we go. Yeah, good. Alright, well, you get one of those turns, and then, you know, he's just really going to be unimpressive. See, like, this turn, he sucked. We have so much support up, and look how much he fucking sucked. Alright? This is, I don't know, 300k? Yeah, better than Gogeta, dude. Sure. Absolutely, man. Yeah. No, he's not. No. All right, let's go. We're just gonna put faith in Big Daddy Gogeta right here. Now, Gogeta certainly could sell us, right? Remember, Gogeta has a 70% chance to dodge. Double supers would help quite a bit for Gogeta as well. Because remember, Gogeta gets 50% defense from every super attack effect, and he's getting 50% defense when he attacks right here. So the normals, after Gogeta supers, I don't think we'll take damage from the normals. We don't have any support on this rotation. Well, no, we do. No, we do have support from Carnival LR Goku. I don't think we take damage here. Let me see. After the core supers, you know, that's when his damage really increases. Okay. Yep, that's what Gogeta does. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Oh. Well, I guess the full dodge build would have been really good right there. Oof. Okay. Ow. That was... I do enjoy him dodging the super attack. Surely. That was pretty good. The, 200k per normals a lot was, not ideal. Okay. I mean, I like what we saw right there, except for, a little bit at the end. I mean, buddy, you could have dodged one more attack. All right, real quick, let's get this rotation right here. Let's see how Gogeta will do. I think the army might be supering at the end here. Now, in Super Saiyan, I certainly think we definitely could die here if he would get tagged by the super attack. Oh, no. Okay, yep. Dude, easy. Free dodge. And then double digits, yeah. I was going to say, dude, imagine we have 2 L's on Gogeta in this video. No. Bro, this one run makes me reconsider, like, should I give Gogeta full dodge in the potential system? Dodge really is stronger against these big bosses. There's one. We could take one normal, which he did, to 64. I mean, that's definitely not good. Now, the core, what is the core's attack stat after he supers? It's like 700,000 or something like that. And then also on top of that, there would be the buff against a superclass unit, right? Like, I feel like when people talk about the core, a lot of times I don't see people actually discussing how hard he hits after he supers. Because what are his normals? His normals are 430,000, and then he gets 30% attack afterwards. And then, of course, you know, superclass units are taking even more damage. So again, like, I think Gogeta would need to be at, like, around 700,000-ish or something like that. Close to in that range. It's 642,000, I believe. A superclass type neutral unit would have to be. So we will set up the int orbs for Vegeta and Trunks. Go ahead and dodge right here, bud. Yep, that's, well, that's why Gogeta is good. That's perfect. Okay, glad we did that. Because Carnival Goku was not living that. I believe Carnival Goku is fully built up, but he got supered. He's defensive debuffs right here. I just really would appreciate if Gogeta would just dodge the first attack for me, Then he can get hit, and we'll see how he does. Okay, Gogeta. You just dodged the first attack for science. Okay. Okay. I don't mind if we take normals here. I'm just going to be very curious. He should double-digit tank. Preferably, Cooler will super, we dodge that, and then we'll eat a normal attack. That's what I want to see. We did double super, too. Nice. Keep in mind the guaranteed crits he's doing, right? Huge damage. All right, so super, we dodge it, and then we get hit by a normal. That's what I want right here. Okay, good. Okay. 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 And then double digits, yeah. I'm pretty sure... Actually, well, okay, let me change. I know for a fact, if the core is supered, and we dodged that, and then we ate a normal after, we would have taken double digits with Gogeta. That was Gogeta with 3 stacks up. He was going to take double-digit damage from the core, even after the core gets the big buff from supering first. Now we die. Okay. Oh, Piccolo, can you finish this off? All right, let's see how we do. I would like for Gogeta, if that's a normal, I mean, this is going to be a super attack right here, I think. Or Piccolo at the end is going to get super attacked. If it's a normal, I want it to hit. If it's a super, please dodge. All right, well, hey, that's what Gogeta does. By the way, if that was EZA STR Cooler, that's an instant loss. We lost. If that was EZA STR Cooler in that second slot, we'd insta-lose. So, I'm gonna put him in slot 1 right here. Maybe he could just really be a god and just dodge everything. I want to put him in some of the harm's way here. Let's just see how this goes. Well, I'll probably do another run after this. Okay. 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 We lived. Easy peasy, man. Now, I mean, that's type disadvantage, Cell Max, right? Like, Gogeta gets a couple of super attacks in first, then, you know, then the 50% from his passive, right? Just like this, and we're looking a little bit better. I would love to see Gogeta get hit. We're going to die, but this would be pretty impressive tanking, I think. Double super, no support right here. Let this one connect. I mean, he did pretty good. He did pretty good there. If Cell Max doesn't super, we are actually going to live. So, okay. Sure, man. Okay. Sure. So, after, what, 3 super attacks, we're at 548,000. Keep in mind, Bojack is giving 100% support on the rotation. Right? Bojack's giving... No, Bojack's giving 40% is what he's giving. Yeah. I misspoke. Not 100%. I meant to say 50%, right? But no, Bojack is giving 40% right here. And then he gives 50% if there be another enemy, right? 3 enemies, right? Is how Bojack works. Space Traveling Warriors. So Bojack is giving 40% on this rotation, and then Cooler is giving 50% on this rotation. This is where, like, LR Final Form Cooler is now going to start getting absolutely ridiculous, right? Because he's going to start to get so many buffs, right? Like, from all these big-time characters. Like, this STR base Cooler is really going to make LR Final Form Cooler pretty crazy. Depending upon the stage, you're probably not going to run this guy, be able to run this guy in slot 1, right? Like, if you're going up against, like, a Red Zone Broly, and Red Zone Broly is attacking the first slot a million times, it's not going to work. But potentially, depending upon how things go, some of these characters would be capable of tanking, like, in that range, right? You have LR Metal Cooler around, you got the Golden Freezes around. But I think LR Final Form Cooler, he's going to take a big jump with this EZA STR base Cooler, because it's like, this base Cooler is just actually going to make all of these characters, you know, LR Golden Frieza, LR Janemba, all these characters are going to get a lot stronger with this STR base Cooler, right? He's definitely a huge addition to a lot of these villains' teams, for sure. Once we transform with Cooler into his final form state, he then begins to stack attacks. 7.5 right there, damn. But he then begins to stack attack in his final form. So pretty much every character that releases these days, I really think they must have defense raising on their super attack effects. Like, unless they have some other special stuff, you have got to give characters defense on their super attack effect, right? Now, Cooler does that in base with his stacking, He doesn't raise defense in his final form. I don't think it's an issue, though, since he's stacking defense in base, right? They really did split him. His transform state is an offensive juggernaut, which can have really good defense if you stack them up a lot in base. And then his base is a defensive stacking, attack debuffing, support unit that could do really good damage as well for how much he's supporting. Just a very strong character all around. Alright, beautiful. So now we transform. The only criticism is that a lot of the 2019 active skills and some of the early 2021s, the audio quality is not quite as crisp as it could be in some of those voice lines. If you compare it to the active skills we're getting these days, right? Like, you could instantly tell, right? Okay, so here we are. 833k defense. We're looking pretty good, right? Like, he's probably not going to be eating a super attack from AGL Broly. Actually, he probably... I mean, Broly would do what? Maybe like 600k damage right here, I think? I mean, it would be... If we didn't take any other damage on the turn, this guy probably could survive a super from Red Zone Broly, right? And remember, for these showcases, I'm never using the support memories, but do keep in mind, after the Metal Cooler core stage of the Red Zone, the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone, we now have the Wicked Bloodline support memory as well, which is going to be uber powerful for these characters, right? So, alright, in final form now, Cooler stacks attack. He doesn't raise defense on super attack anymore, but again, I don't think that's a concern considering he's stacking in base. Now he can do... he has 2 guaranteed additionals, each of which is a medium chance of being a super, so he could quadruple super. Remember, he still has his guaranteed crit ability against Pure and Hybrid Saiyans, which he had prior to his EZA. He now gets a 10% chance to crit per Rainbow Key Sphere, which is fine. Honestly, just giving him the defensive stacking and base and then the extra additional in his transform state was fine, right? I don't really have an issue, I think, with the way he's designed here. So let's go ahead and see. This is all 7 links activated. Keep in mind, we could continually get higher and higher power from this guy as he continues to stack attack in his transform state, right? So he will just get stronger and stronger. With the Supreme link set, incredible support unit. This guy is going to be... He's actually a crazy leader, too. Terrifying Conqueror and Transformation Boost, category key 3 and HP 170%. I think you could effortlessly sweep all of the red zone stages in the game with this Cooler team. Terrifying Conqueror and Transformation Boost. I don't think it would be difficult to no item every red zone stage with this team, right? The options you just have are so plentiful and so powerful. Overall, I'd say this Cooler celebration was incredible. They gave us a lot of good characters. These villain teams are in a much, much better spot after this celebration, right, than sort of prior. Cooler on this turn, still at the 800k defense. We have most of his good links activated. So, okay, right now, Cooler, we talked about this a lot, right? How, this sort of core of these movie boss characters right here all link very well together. You could add Janemba in, right, with Big Bad Bosses and Metamorphosis for Cooler. But Turles, Cooler, Bojack, right? Right now, AGL Turles is definitely very solid with his support, right? Like, you could run him in these red zone fights, especially on these Cooler teams, right? I feel like Turles can definitely get the job done. But, like, now, it's like Bojack. I would love a full power Bojack to drop sometime soon. I feel like they could do some sort of celebration with, like, again, a full power Bojack and then, like a Gohan from that movie. That would be... A Bojack would be so big for some of these teams right now, right? Like, he would be very, very effective. All right, let's see what damage we get from our boy right here. Cooler. Remember, Cooler, again, can quad super, too. And he's just going to continue stacking attacks. So, I mean, you guys can see how ridiculous this guy is. They gave us a hyper-powerful monster of an EZA. I do think he's very clearly number 1. In terms of EZA TURs, and I think by quite a bit, right? This guy is really, really, really on par, I think, with like a lot of 200% leaders, right? Like he is very, very powerful. This STR cooler unit. So what is his defense right here? Is it the same? Yeah, because none of those are defense links. Okay, yeah, so let's let the turn play out. Remember that Gogeta is super effective against all types here. Everyone has been going crazy giving this guy like 30 additional and stuff like that. I do think that's a good play. 30 additional, or giving him dodge would work as well. Dodge is just so good. Okay, 7 million, huh? I mean, that's super effective against all types. The comparison we're going to be making throughout this video is to Cooler, STR Cooler. So Gogeta, right? He is going to come out with a high, like probably a higher attack set than Cooler typically does right at the start, but super effective against all types. Cooler, he can triple super attack, right? Depending upon what the situation is. When he super attacks, right? He's getting 50% when attacking, and then 50% from his super attack effect. So Gogeta, again, is like approaching 600k defense here with a 70% chance to dodge. This Gogeta on this turn right here, Cooler can't match this. It's like Cooler in like an ultra wanked like turn 20 setting, perhaps. But like Cooler's not reaching this point right here. 70% chance to dodge is just way, way, way too good. So we could do that. Let's look at Gogeta's links real fast, too. We have... Okay, everything is up except for Saiyan Warrior Race and Prepared for Battle. Those are the two links we don't have activated. So, all right, let's go through this turn. Let's see the damage that Gogeta is going to get right here. See, you know, how big this big boy wants to be. Remember, after super attacking, like, once, he's around 600k defense, I believe. We haven't gotten any additionals right here. Once Gogeta actually comes out, right, like on my account, I have 31 additional, so Gogeta's going to be going crazy with the additionals. Yeah, 12.3 guaranteed crit, and imagine him with 30 additional, and he's got 70% chance to dodge. It's just insane. There is the additional right there, and then because he's doing guaranteed crits, like, these normal attacks are going to be looking good too. Yeah, I would say it's pretty surprising. I did not anticipate that they were going to make Gogeta this good. And he really is just absolutely absurd. This AGL Blue Gogeta. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, 312. Well, that's pretty good. Again, he's getting 50% twice, by the way. So, yeah. Gogeta is just different. To me, he's easily number one. After he super attacks, I mean, him 600, 700k defense, potentially, guaranteed crits. Dodge is the strongest mechanic in the game, and Gogeta has 70% dodge in blue. They this, like, when you see swaggy Gogeta dominating Broly in the movie, like, when we think about him in Dokkan, like, this blue Gogeta is what we're thinking about, right? So,